22 years ago, he lost his wife and two daughters in a fire. And just a few weeks ago, a Lebanon man was in a fire again. I'm Jasmine Brooks. This is 21 Next. I want to bring in Jasmine Cowan, who is on this story today. You talked to this man who went through two major tragedies in a course of 25 years.
Yeah, his name is Jason Vakrovich. I mean, he has went through it all. In 2003, in the same county in Lebanon, he lost his wife, his two daughters, in a deadly house fire. And he told me that the cause of the fire was from the squirrels biting the power lines. He was able to save one of his daughters inside of the home, but the rest of his family, perished, unfortunately. But what's incredibly just crazy with this story, Jasmine, is that he was in another fire just last month in the same town. This time he was living with, some people that he knew. He was living in the attic, but he saw the fire happen from when he was mowing the lawn. And then he saw a fireball shoot out from the home.
Did anybody get hurt in this fire?
He says no one was hurt. He did go inside to try or to save the people inside. He said there were some scratches on his arms, but no one, from what he told me, no one was severely injured.
So he was staying in the attic, and I understand quite a bit of people lived in this home, not necessarily all from the same family, but they were like family. And now, where is he living, and what is his next move?
Yeah, so it's so interesting because when I arrived here, I actually spoke to the landlord. He didn't want to go on camera, but he told me that, from what the family told him, only 3 to 4 people were living inside of the home, but 8 people were living inside of the home. And when I went on Zillow, it's a 3-bedroom home. So that was quite a lot of people. And the landlord said, he didn't know there was that many people inside until the fire happened. So now he's been couch hopping. And he's been living at his daughter's house for the last 2 days because he's doing some construction work inside of her home. But he says after those 2 days, he may have to look into staying at a shelter because he has nothing. All of what he owned turned to rubbish.
Why did he want to speak to you?
He wanted to speak to me because he's trying to recover. That's what he's trying to do right now. He wants to raise money. So Alora Vakrovich, his daughter, created a GoFundMe just last month. Well, they've only received $110, but her goal is to raise $1,400.
So just double checking on the timeline here. I heard you say that she created the GoFundMe last month, but he's been living with her for just 2 days. So where was he living before that?
Well, when I asked him, he said he's been couch hopping at friends' houses and he's been homeless.
Okay, got it. All right. Well, you what?
But that's all he said to me. He didn't say specifically whose house he was staying at, but friends' homes. But, he said to me, I asked him, I said, do you feel that you lost another family? And he said he did because after the fire, him and the family he was living with, it wasn't his biological family. It was like friends, basically. He says, it hurts because they haven't spoken. So, he's still dealing with a loss of a friendship.
Okay. All right. Well, let's not get too into it because we're going to see you in 15 minutes on CBS 21 at 10 o'clock. And so we'll hear from him. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Jasmine.
All right. Well, we reported as breaking news in our 6 o'clock hour that there was some kind of investigation going on in Susquehanna Township today. Police tape, our reporter saw blood on the ground. So we're really trying to figure out what was going down at this apartment complex in Dauphin County. But I can tell you this, it is that Walnut Crossing. So the Walnut Crossing Apartments is actually, you're talking Progress Avenue and Union Deposit Road. It happened after 4 o'clock today. A lot of police there. And also you could see that there was, the whole scene blocked off. So we're trying to figure out what went down as they're taking pictures and really a heavy police presence there. And as soon as we learn more on that, we're going to figure it out. But it was at the Walnut Crossing Apartments, and that was just after 4 o'clock today. But definitely strange. We're talking about a big black old mama bear. She was with her cubs, and it was all caught on camera. This is Somerset County, Paint Township, but they're in a tree, adorable as can be, caught on camera, and it was in the front, yes, the front yard of someone's home. So yes, bears are in trees, but in the front yard of someone's home, yeah, a big black bear, and it was a mom with her cubs. So you know to stay away from them. But imagine going out to get your mail or something and seeing this in your front yard, the whole family. The cubs climbed several of those limbs of the tree to get up as high as they could. Mom looked on. They finally settled in that comfortable tree there, just chilling out, grooming themselves, and snuggling. The homeowners were unable to leave their home though, because the location of the tree in their driveway. So essentially they were caught inside because of the bears in the tree. But at least we got some amazing video out of this. And could you imagine, right? Tom Russell joins me now. No, Jasmine. No, Tom's off today.
I mean,
Ed.
we kind of look the same.
Ed Russo. Hi, Ed.
I need to turn on my light.
Please. Yeah, we're just getting started. We've only been on you only had 6 seconds to turn on the light, but better late than never.
Yes, better late than never. What should we talk about?
Let's talk about how seriously, detailed this forecast is that you're presenting us. I mean, you literally have weather warn days.
You just look at that. You just look at that, and your mind just goes.
It does. And one thing you were saying, Ed, is that not only are we experiencing such high temperatures during the day, but it's not really going to cool down at nighttime.
I think that's one of the big important things to take home with this. Obviously the heat in the afternoon is the dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Because, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be in the upper 90s. It's going to feel like it's 105, 106 degrees on exposed skin. You're going to be losing a lot more water. You're going to need to stay hydrated because of that. You're going to sweat real easily. But for those without AC, I mean, there's really no way to escape this overnight. I mean, have you woken up in the middle of the night because you decided to keep the windows open and not run your AC, and you feel how hot it is when you get up? You don't sleep well, and you got to think about people without AC. That's what they're going to be dealing with. And, some people are used to it, but there's a lot of people who don't have AC, and it's not like we see this kind of heat every single year. There have been summers where we don't have a heat index of 100, 105. We have hot periods, but this is definitely for a heat wave. Even here, it's a pretty potent one coming up. Lasting 3 to 4 days. So, it's not unprecedented, but it's something we just want to remind people of, and just make sure that you make sure your AC is properly working. And the other thing too, it's going to be getting a huge workout, the AC that is. And most of our ACs so far haven't really been running much this spring because, last week we were in the 60s. It's like temperature whiplash.
And I do want to say, because of you were talking about all of this, I told my husband to get a new filter for the AC, because you're like, you know what, they are going to be working overtime. So I wanted to make sure it was in good shape,
Yeah. It's a good thing to consider. You still have all day tomorrow, and you can still obviously get your AC fixed during the actual heat wave. But if you can avoid, having to deal with a really hot home, that's definitely the best way to go. But I would say, anybody that without AC, just check on them. Just give them a call. Hey, you want to come over here for a few hours? I have AC. I mean, it sounds like it may sound intrusive to ask a question like that, but if people that would love to come over to your house to escape the heat, why not? It's just a simple gesture. So, and pets and kids and the elderly, keep an eye on them, extra close eye on them.
I'm just going to really quick, just for the heck of it, call one of my friends. So I'm not sure if they have AC, so I can double check on them. Really quick.
Hello.
Hey, Ed, it's Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine, how are you?
Good. So our meteorologist said that it's going to be really hot next week, just making sure that you have your AC working.
I haven't really put it to good use yet, but I am going to check.
Okay.
And now I know because you called me. And if it's not working, can I come crash at your place for a few hours?
Yeah, probably not, but I'll let you know, okay?
Each afternoon next week.
Maybe so. Maybe. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll see ya.
You see, it really isn't that hard. It's just a phone call.
One phone call away. That's all
One
you'll
phone
ever be.
call away. Easy conversation. Doesn't even take long. But no, in all seriousness, lend a hand to somebody who may not, have a nice working AC like you do. I think sometimes people forget that. The one thing I hear whenever we cover something like this, there's always comments. Oh, it's summer. It's always hot.
Yeah,
Those people, because I've actually called them out on it. I said, "Do you have AC?" Like, yeah, of course I have AC. Well, plenty of people don't. So
yeah. All right, Ed. Well, it is 9:51 and we have to do the live news at 10. So I'll see you in a minute.
okay, see you then.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, that was 21X. We'll see you every single day. I'm Jasmine Brooks, and I hope you can watch us tonight at 10 and 11 on CBS 21. Subscribe, like our channel, like this video, subscribe, leave us a comment, do all the things. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.